This is your no bullshit guide to your first fanfiction. I'm going to tell you where you're going to look for that fanfiction, how you're going to look for that fanfiction, what you're going to look for in that fanfiction, and how you're going to read that fanfiction after you find it. Buckle up because it's a whole ride, okay? Hi friends, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are not familiar, my name is V and I've been on this channel for a year discussing dramione fanfiction. Once again, if you're not familiar, dramione is a pairing of Draco Malfoy and Hermione Granger from the Harry Potter series. We're not talking about them for today. Today we're going to discuss a guide that will help you find your first fanfiction on any pairing to your liking, okay? We're gonna start with where you're gonna look for that fanfiction, and in today's video I'm going to discuss 4 methods or 4 address or location that you guys can start looking for your first fanfiction. I will also include for each method the pros and cons, so pick your favorite method, okay? First location that you are probably heading into is the fanfiction archives, and we have the big 3 here. We have Wattpad, we have fanfiction.net, and we have Archive Our Own. Wattpad I've never used before, so I will be no help to you guys in that department. Fanfiction.net I have used before, but usually via a direct link to a very specific fanfiction that I'm reading. But I do have beef with fanfiction.net, okay, because they put ads in the middle of stories, so when you read the story you will run into a tons of personalized ads. So I minimize my times on there. Unless a story is not posted anywhere else, I would not be spending time on fanfiction.net. So that leaves us to the cream of the crop, Archive Our Own, or you know it commonly referred to as AO3. AO3 is where everybody and their mother publish fan work for any fandom and any pairing on earth. That includes fanfiction, fan art, and many more things. The website itself is a whole search engine, so you have that variety. You can look for any fandom, any work that you can find on this green earth, and you also have volume because a lot of people are publishing to AO3 and AO3 alone, so you are not running out of options on this website, okay? You can also sort search results by the number of hits or number of kudos, so you get that very statistic based result for you STEM girls out there. If you want to know how to use AO3 more efficiently, I will drop a link in the description box down below for you guys. Be sure to check it out if you want to explore the AO3 website a little bit more. But on the flip side of the coin, you will know that more options mean the harder it gets for you to trickle down and pinpoint to your next favorite read. But because there are so many options, if you don't like something, just move on to the next. And then there's also that flip side of statistic, because you all know that statistic doesn't paint the whole picture here, and the number of hits and the number of kudos may vary based on a tons of reasons. And there's always that popular fic may not be for you because everybody tastes but in reading is different. That brings us to the next method we're going to use for today, and that is Goodreads. Now if you read books, and if you are that type of reader who goes onto Goodreads to see if a book is right for you before you buy it, you can do the same for fanfiction as well. There are reviews of fanfiction that people put out there, and you can use them as your baseline, as your guide to find your next read. And what I really like about Goodreads is that you can follow the thread that people put out in the review to find more fanfiction. And this is the method that I used when I first started reading fanfiction, because I just follow all the thread that people put into the review and find tons and tons more fic to read. On the flip side of the coin, you get peer pressure and you get FOMO because of all of these reviews from real people talking about fanfiction. So you may get strong-armed into reading a piece that isn't for you. And then there's also the issue with a lot of authors prefer to have their fic not published on Goodreads, so you may find yourself as a limitations of the number of fics there are. There are a lot of fan favorites that the author prefer not to have it out on Goodreads, so you may be missing out on some true hidden gem as well. That brings us to the third option for you guys, and that is social media. Now you probably have seen a ton of social media posts on fanfiction before, and just like you guys have book talks or book too, we fanfiction reader also have fanfiction talk and fanfiction tube as well. Obviously the volume is not going to be as high because there aren't as many fanfiction readers as there are book readers, and also there's still that taboo about reading fanfiction, so people may not be outright talking about fanfiction. But this is a very easy method because you don't have to do anything. The algorithm is gonna do its job for you. The algorithm is gonna bring you the thing. Social media also provide you with that community review as well, so you may get real people opinions on the piece of work that you're about to read. On the flip side of the coin, like I discussed, there are not as high coverage for fanfiction as there are books on social media, so you also may find yourself as a limitation. And secondly, with social media, you may find yourself looking at the same 10 story over and over again because account holders are pressured to keep up with the trend and to produce content that cater to the mass. So you will probably looking at a lot of trendy pieces or a lot of fan favorite, and you will not be able to find any true hidden gem of the community. That brings us to the fourth option for you guys, is to join a community for your favorite pairing. And I'm talking Facebook group or subreddit. You can find a Facebook group or a subreddit on anything on this screen art, okay? So a quick Google will probably land you where your favorite pairing community is. With community though, you will get a true honest review on a wider range of fanfiction work, not just the favorite one, because the people in the communities are probably more well-read and they will provide you with more opinions. Secondly, you can keep up with all the trends, all the new updates, all the cool kids on the block with that community because people are sharing a ton every day. And also community provide you with something that the other methods don't have, that is a two-way communications. With the other methods, you can only read or like you can only know what other people are thinking without sharing your own opinion and your own thoughts. With the community though, you can ask questions, you can get answers, you can share your thoughts as well. So it's just a very fun way for you to make friends. And also if it gets really niche for you and you really don't have anybody in your life to talk to about that weird hobby of reading fan fiction, you have a community to talk to. They are people who relate to your struggle and you know, they just know. That brings me to the flip side of the coin for community. You know, people are toxic, especially people on the internet. So beware when you post into a community because your ideas may get repelled and you may get cyberbullied. And that just comes with any community on the internet, not just the fanfiction community, but I just want you to protect yourself and you know, be on the lookout for those incidents when joining a community. Also with the community though, you will see that posts are scattered. It may be harder for you to find opinion on a very particular fic that you're looking at. Unlike Goodreads, you can just do a quick Google search and land yourself on the review for that particular fic. With community though, it may be harder for you to look for that fic that you are looking for. And lastly, communities are pairing centric. Once you join a community for that pairings, all that they're going to talk about is that pairing, obviously. So if you like many pairings, you may find yourself having to join many communities in order to cover the news for all of your favorite pairings. Personally, I do not have a problem with that because my only true pairing is Dramione, and all of the communities that I'm in talk about the same thing. But that's something that you have to keep in mind if you want to follow the thread for many pairings. Now that we are through with all the methods, let me talk about the tips for you guys. Let me talk about what you guys should look for with your first fanfiction, okay? If you are a beginner, I would say trust the fan favorites. I know that I said fan favorite may not be for you, and that is still a true statement that I live by, but there's a higher chance that you will land a high quality piece of work with fan favorite than for other works because they're fan favorite for a reason. They are well read, they are well circulated, they are well recommended for a reason. And even though the fic may not be for you personally because of your personal preference or because of your taste bud, you may not find yourself looking at a very bad piece of fanfiction. Next, you would want to get familiar with the lingo of the community because it will allow you to have a better navigation toward the vast sea that is the fanfiction community. Also, it will allow you to weed out the ones that you know you wouldn't enjoy, and you have a higher chance of landing your next favorite. But you also have to get familiar with the lingo so that you can read the tags and you can read the warning from the authors, because unlike published work, more than often, fanfiction discuss very dark matters or very controversial matters that you may need to protect yourself from. So you have to get yourself familiar with the lingo and mind the tags and mind the warning from the author. You can find a warning in the review of other people as well, but protect yourself before you go into a piece of work, okay? I would like for you to experiment with fanfiction. There are just so many options, so do not tie yourself to a piece of work that you are not enjoying. If you find yourself autopiloting or you find yourself getting bored of a story, I would say, you know, drop out of it and move on, because unlike books, you do not have to pay for fanfiction. There's really no reason for you to continue reading a piece of work that you do not enjoy. And the last tip that I have for you guys is to start. If you are here and you are looking for more information to start reading fanfiction, you already have all the information that you need. If you don't like reading fanfiction, good. I'm glad that you're here today, even though you don't have any intention of starting a fanfiction. But if you want to read a fanfiction and there's something holding you back, I'm not sure what it is, and the earlier you start and the more that you experiment with your fanfiction, you will get better at defining your niche or defining your trope, the things that you want to read, and that will give you a higher chance of landing a very good piece of read next time around. Now that you guys already know where and what and how to look for a piece of fanfiction, let's talk about how you're gonna read them, okay? I usually read my fanfiction on my browser, just like some of you are still do right now. Until one of my Germany friends on here changed my life forever by showing me how she reads her. Now I download my AO3 fanfiction to the book app on my iPhone, and here's all my fanfictions. And the book app also comes with like tracker for your daily, for your yearly. You can look at all the books that you have read in the year. You can look at how many minutes you spend reading today, tomorrow. You can have a streak of reading every day too. So utilize the free book app that comes with your $1,000 iPhone, okay? And I think that's it. That's all that I need to discuss with you guys in the video for today. I hope that you guys have a good time hanging out with me. Also have a good time finding your next fanfiction read next time around. Let me know how it goes in the comment, okay? And I will see you guys very soon.